To make accessing the cover for the engine easier, I'm going to take this seat out. It's very easy. 4 18mm bolts. Some of them will have a little cover like this, which we'll have to remove in a second, and some won't, such as this one at the front here. You can see the nut will be exposed down there, so let's go ahead and unthread it. There's one on each corner, so we'll just go around and remove them all. Nut number 2. On the back side, let's pull these caps off, and that'll expose the 2 rear nuts. Last one. Now I'm just going to lift the seat up, pull it out of here, tilt it back. There's wiring attached, but I'm not going to disconnect it. I'm just going to leave it as is. I went ahead and did the same thing to the passenger side, so I can have both areas clear to pull the doghouse off. And on both sides, on the driver's side, it's next to the gas pedal. On the other side, it's, well, the opposite. On the other side, it's, well, in the same area, just on the other side. Lift this flap up, and that's going to unlock the latch for the doghouse. The next thing I want to do is remove this knee panel. It's held on by 2 10mm bolts, one over here, and the rest is just push clips. So once those are out, we'll pop it off. Pull straight out. Take down the kick panel here, the knee panel, 2 10mm bolts. There's one. There's the second one. And at this point, you can just pull it straight out on it. At this point, grab it from the side, pull straight out. Okay. Underneath the center console / cup holder, there are 2 more clips that we have to undo. I have a panel here that's missing. It's like a little pocket. Either way, open that up, and there's going to be 2 10mm bolts right behind it. Remove both. There are 2 more up top. Now this entire unit can be removed, and it will expose these 2 clips. This one's already loose. That's nice. So is this one. Now you can lift this up, pull it out. Pull straight back as you lift up, and there you go. You have access to the backside of your engine. To unplug the spark plug wires, simply pull out on them. They might be stuck. Usually they get stuck from heat. You can give them a little wiggle, a little twist, and if you just pry on them, they should pop off. Sometimes this is a risky move because you can actually break the rubber on the wire, but sometimes it helps to get a pair of pliers and use that to pry off. Gives you more leverage. There we go. I'm just going to unplug them off of the coils as well. Just set those aside. That way they're completely out of our way. So if you do the plier trick, just be gentle and careful. The last one, or I guess that would be the first one, you can get from inside the fender well, unless you can reach it from here. Now take your spark plug wire and simply pull on the insulation to remove it. Then you're left with the spark plug wire itself, inside of which I want to put some dielectric grease or silicone paste. I would usually do it on both ends, but this end, as you can see, already has some, so I don't want to put any extra. I don't want to put too much in. So I'm just going to add it to this end, which, like from what I can see, used to have some, but it has dried up over time. So just go ahead and add a little bit. This will prevent water from building up and corrosion. and it'll keep corrosion away that way. And it will also help the spark plug wire not stick to the spark plug next time you got to remove it. Take your new insulating cover, slide it over the boot, and there you have it. All right, now take your spark plug wire, line it up as best as you can, and you want to push it on until it clicks. It might require quite a bit of force sometimes to get it to click, and it has to stay lined up the whole time, otherwise it won't click in. There we go. Okay, so that's clicked in all the way, connected up top, and there you have it. Now do the same down the line. There we go. Sometimes pry bars can be your friend. These other two you can easily get from inside the fender well. Okay, those have all clicked in. Make sure the wires are not resting right up against the manifold. That would be bad. They will melt. Let's put the cover back on for the engine. It should just slide right in, but of course be careful of any wires that are hanging down. I'm not sure if these were supposed to be tied up here or if someone has added these, but if you have them, make sure they're out of the way, and if you don't, well, don't worry about it. So just slide it. Make sure that this rubber seal here doesn't pop off. It can easily fall, and then it doesn't make a seal. You get water, potentially exhaust fumes in here. It's not good. So slide it in all the way and make sure that it lines up with its points where it clips in. Looks like I have to shift it to the driver's side a little bit. There we go. All right, that just fell into position. Let's latch it on. Just like that. We'll do the same on the bottom here. And of course, the same on the driver's side. Don't forget about this air vent that goes in here. Just slide it in. It has these little pins that kind of help it stay in place. Let's put the cup holder back. It's got 4 10mm bolts. Line it up. And we'll go ahead and start these in. There are 2 on the bottom, and a little bit harder to see, but there are 2 on the top here. Let's see if I can start them in like this. Okay, snug them up. Typically you'd have another pocket or a compartment that latches in here. Mine is completely broken off and I don't have it, but obviously if you have yours, go ahead and put it back. Let's put this knee panel on the passenger side. It's got clips along the top that need to slide into these slots here. Okay, and then 2 10mm bolts on the bottom. That's 1. That's 2. Same on the driver's side, clips all along the top. And 2 10mm bolts that hold it on the bottom. Somewhere. Here they are. All right, let's put the seats back. Let's bring the seats back and line them up with their corresponding mounting studs. Oops, make sure you don't pinch any wiring. And drop it down. Let's put the nuts on. There's 1 on each corner. Let's bottom them out. Make sure they're nice and tight. All right. Okay, last one out of the 4. Again, there's 1 on each corner. Make sure they are all nice and tight. All right, let's do the same to the passenger side if you took both seats out. And don't forget about these little covers. Put those back to hide the bolts, or the studs. Last bolt on the passenger side. Again, 4 on each corner. Make sure they are nice and tight. Okay, this one unfortunately didn't have any little caps for me, but at this point you can go ahead and turn on the engine, take it for a road test.